You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again. Today, we have another returning guest, and her name is Chelsey Youman. She's the Texas State Director and National Legislative Advisor, and she's a part of HucoAction.org. You can go to that website, HucoAction.org. And man, she wrote an article this past Sunday. It's all about the abortion pill that is stirring up some noise right now, but she gave a little opinion on that piece. First and foremost, welcome to the show. How you doing, Chelsey?
Thanks. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Kind of share the audience a little bit about your written piece and the core message you're trying to give across.
Yes. Well, this is, I think, one of the biggest abortion cases, maybe in history, definitely in a long time. This is a case where the American Association of Pro-Life Gynecologists are challenging the FDA for approving the chemical abortion pill regimen. The FDA in the 90s under the Bill Clinton administration approved the pill really without a lot of studies or understanding on the implications of what it would have both for women, but obviously we know unborn children who die because of the pill. And the FDA is now being challenged for really failure to comply with the law, their own administrative protocols, things that are in place that are meant to protect the public from medications or unknown things about medications. And you guys be in prayer about this case because the implications are huge. The entire production of the chemical abortion pill can be stopped if they win this case. And so we're waiting on those hearings to come down, on the results of that to come down. We know that the abortion pill accounts for over half of all abortions in the United States. So this could be a truly life-saving case if we win.
And based on some articles I read, you can correct me if I'm wrong, and if this does take place, the Texas lawsuit, if it is successful, does that mean that this pill can be taken out of all 50 states and make it harder for people to get them?
That's absolutely correct. The pill would be stopped from production. It can't be distributed because the FDA didn't follow protocol and they're putting women in harm's way. So you're correct. It would be stopped in all 50 states. In the article, you had a link to an interesting website that I was kind of read up on, and that's abortionchangesyou.com. And it's basically has real life stories that are submitted from women. And I read one that I had to share with you because it's just part of the story that was submitted, but it's the last line of her statement. And I'm going to read it real quick. I'm trying to work through the pain and trauma that my decision has caused me. I will always think of the sweet baby that I never gave a chance out of fear. When I read that, I had chills. And on this website that you linked from your article, abortionchangesyou.com, it's a ton of real life stories. How powerful is that for actual women speaking up about this situation? Yes. I mean, I'm so grateful that you're reading that because everybody should know that there are women out there whose voices are not being heard on this. They're told lies by the abortion providers. They're said that these pills, it's as easy as taking an aspirin, and they're not told what they're going to go through, how traumatizing and painful it truly is. And they're not told about the depression, grief, and trauma that they're going to have afterwards. These women are in the dark. And that's one of the reasons we at Human Coalition, we serve women seeking abortion every single day, thousands and thousands of women every single year. They call us traumatized in the middle of their abortions. And we think their stories matter. Their voices matter. Their grief matters. And that if we can get the word out there, the truth about how horrific abortion really is, not just for unborn children who die, but also for their mothers, maybe women will think twice. And, we really need these abortion providers and these pill distributors to be held accountable for all the harm that they cause women emotionally and physically every single day. So we filed that brief before the judge in this case. We want the FDA to know that they call this pill safe and effective, but instead women are dying, women are hemorrhaging, women are ending up in the ER 35% of the time, and they can lie to the American public all day long, but we're going to be their voice and tell the truth.
We're talking to Chelsey Youman, Texas State Director and National Legislative Advisor. She's part of Human Coalition. Go to the website, hucoaction.org. And real quick, last point with you for today. Also in your article, you have a link to the FDA.gov website. And what's interesting is that there are stats that showcase cases of adverse events, whether it's being hospitalized or if it's experiencing blood loss or if it's infections to severe infections. How is that going to impact the arguments moving forward with what HUCO Action is doing?
Yes, I think that's an important note because the FDA does not even require doctors to report adverse events. So any of those events on that website are voluntarily that doctors felt like it was bad enough to say something. And so we're hoping to see women cared for better than this. We provide them holistic care. We want them to see hope and say that you are smart enough, you are able, you are capable, you can choose life, and we're here to support you in that. And so our work is going to be to meet her where she's at and try to be that voice of hope for her in that moment where she's experiencing real fear and real stress about her pregnancy. Many of them are kicked out of their homes by abusive partners who want to force them to have abortions. Many of them are struggling to feed children they already have. And so for us as a movement in the pro-life movement to stand in that gap for her, it really can be the difference between life and death for her child and maybe even her. So that's where we're going to be. We're always going to be here. We're going to be expanding care for women and know that there's a really robust infrastructure in place. We want her to know we're here.
And those who listen to this podcast episode, definitely share this with someone. And also, they want to get in touch with Chelsey Youman. What's the best way that they can keep updated with your work?
Yes, you can go to hucoaction.org or humancoalition.org and subscribe. You'll hear stories from women whose lives are changed and children who are born. You know, a lot of women want to choose life. 76% of them say if their circumstances were different, they would choose life. And so there are stories of hope and healing to be found there too.
You've been listening to Refocus Radio, talking to Chelsey Youman. I want to say thanks again for your hard work and taking time talking to us again today.
Always. Thanks for having me back.